It was the third day, so, we're beat. Our equipment's getting a little dusty, and our feet are tired, our clothes are stinky, wet. It was a tough morning to kind of get up and get going again.
My burnt dress. I caught on fire last night.
On the 12th day of trekking, our trail boss gave to me 12 cups of ice cream.
Oh, it's got to be the end. 12 nights of resting. 12
nights of resting. Yes, I like it. 12
achy muscles.
11 propel packets. Yeah. 10
family members.
9 parts of lane. 8
honey buckets.
7 Dennis. 6 5 blister pack. 4 rolls of 3 bottles of sunscreen, Captain Pete's luggage, and a hand cart to blow it all in. Alright, give yourself a round.
Then we went to the orchard. That again was a nice grassy area, beautiful area, and with gorgeous views and shade and grass. And again, that was a great spot for the sisters to be able to rest up for what I knew was coming for them.
Yeah, well, it was break time, so someone brought out a stick, and a traditional pioneer game is a stick pull. So they challenge each other, and that quickly turned into a big group affair, and there was people challenging and picking out opponents for the stick pull.
Okay, go. Hard and fast, Ted. Hard and fast.
I did do the stick pull, and it was really cool to see this game. I mean, I've seen it before, and just think, one little stick made a lot of fun.
It was a pretty neat experience to see as we rounded the corner, going down the hill with their families, to see troops there and to hear music playing, drums playing. it was kind of a shock and awe thing. What's happening? What's going to go on here?
Cheryl Hendrickson dressed up as a military officer, and Devin Barnhurst was a military officer.
I knew something bad was going to happen. When I see those two guys in suits, I was like, man.
Captain Allen, I need all the men up in the front, all the women folk in the back. I want to get on.
The officers gathered all of the men and told them that they were being recruited into the Mormon battalion and they would be going off to the Mexican War.
Is this all of your men? Yes, sir. You will be recruited into the Army to fight in Mexico. I'm looking for 5 to 6 companies. You will be marched to Leavenworth, where you'll be armed. If you choose to not want to continue, you will remain in Leavenworth.
Brethren, sisters, I don't pretend to understand this or why this is happening, and I'm not pleased. But our president and our prophet has asked us to move forward, to obey this command, and that if we do, that it will bless our people and bless our family. I, for one, will stand by my president, my prophet. I ask that each brother here do the same thing. Hard though it may be, brethren, we will obey this command from our prophet and the president of our church, and him alone. That's why, and that's the only reason why. Captains, have your men fall in.
We cross this fence once, and they sign our name right next to the fence. Once you pass that fence, you're like, and you turn around and you see your family, and you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to leave them.
And I want you to know, watching those men leave and leaving a bunch of women at the bottom, it was very, very emotional. And there were a lot of very nervous young women and women. So I said, okay, I'll go say goodbye to Martin, see you in 20 minutes. And when I went to hug him, and I hugged the boys and my family, something hit me. It felt real. And I started to lose my composure and wasn't quite expecting that at all. It was real touching.
Powerful feeling of how sad it was, how hard the pioneers had to do it. My ancestors had to go through this.
When the girls decided to sing God Be With You Till We Meet Again spontaneously, that was pretty amazing.
But as soon as we started singing God Be With You Till We Meet Again, I lost it. It felt so real. I mean, I hardly knew any of those boys, and it felt like I knew that I've known them forever. And it was just so touching to feel the spirit and to know what these women actually went through, and I didn't think I would actually feel that.
I was the lieutenant that got to march all the young men, all the young and older men, up the hill. And I was told by a couple of the individuals that had they had live charges for their black powder weapons, which they were carrying, I probably would have been shot in the back for the pace I marched them up the hill.
As we were marching up the hill with the Mormon battalion the second day after I had had the problems the first day, I began to have a tightness in my chest again and feeling out of breath and didn't know if I could make it, and I was praying for Heavenly Father to bless me, that I might have the strength, that the angels might be there, or somehow the wind behind my back would push me. And the brother behind me was one of the PAWs in my company, Tom McGleston. He didn't know that I was praying for this, and he reached his hand up and put his hand in my back and pushed and helped me up the last 50 yards of that hill. Just a wonderful, wonderful experience.
When we got to the top of the hill, there was a little program that Jim Webb and some others had put together to try to convey to them a sense of what was happening and what was going to take place.
This earth was created for families, that the most important decision that these young men would make in their lives was the person that they choose to be their companion for time and all eternity, and that many of the girls that they date now are going to be married to, all the girls they date now are going to be married to somebody else at some point except for one, and that they should treat that young woman the way that they hope that the young man who is now dating their wife treats the woman who will become their wife in the future. That no man can become his best and strongest priesthood holder without the woman beside him.
What I sensed in the kids initially was a real concern for the sisters. They had just marched straight up that hill. They knew the elevation they were going to have to go up. They knew what that meant. They'd pulled the carts for 2 days. They knew what that meant, and there was real concern.
I want to talk to you for just a couple moments about the priesthood.
I talked to the girls and talked about how special men are and how we need to support them, support the priesthood.
We gathered in a circle with Sister Criddle in the front, and she sang us a song.
I sit here tonight, all alone, dear, wishing you were here by my side. My mind can't help but wander to the memory of our last night. How you held me so close and so tight, dear, as we danced the whole night away, pretending that we didn't know, my dear, you'd be going, that you couldn't stay. Do you gaze at the same moon that I
When Sister Criddle was singing to us, I was still crying. I remember one of my sisters, Olivia, she reached down and grabbed my hand and squeezed it, and I was just so thankful that I had her right next to me.
When I'm not there to sleep. You are daughters of God. You have great strength. You have great ability. And now is the time we're doing our pull. I love you guys. Let's go do it. And let's show them what we're worth, okay?
They've got to make a little journey of about 2 miles up a significant hill without help.
And I went through the math real quick. There's overall there's 2.5 sisters per cart. And those are 500-pound carts. And I was like, this is gonna be, let's turn back and help them now. Let's just be nice. They get it. Let's do it.